I am. But I
Hey
know
yo,
I ain't approved it.
and we are live right now.
Yes, sir. I'm just background. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. What's happening, broski?
All right, so look, first of all, I want to welcome you guys to the encounter with me, Marcus Stewart. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Got some special guests. Before we get to the special guests, I do want to send a shout out to this week's sponsor, Shirts by Stu, exclusively on Instagram. Now, people will tell you don't buy shirts from a small company. I will tell you that small companies are the best people to buy shirts from, especially if you have a small company. So check out Shirts by Stu. They make me all my ministry shirts. I am
I think
part
I got
owner in
shirts
this
by shirts by
company.
shirts.
I started the company, but I don't own it anymore. But I am part owner. But they make me all of my shirts. So when they come on, I'm wearing all of my stuff. So guys, go support that exclusively on Instagram at Shirts by Stu. Exclusively on Instagram at Shirts by Stu. So if you don't know that, the scroll is down there on the bottom. So please go support. That is one way you can support the channel, by going to support Shirts by Stu. Also, listen, if you have been watching these episodes, I encourage you to like them. If you have been enjoying, hey, that's the one by Shirts by Stu. Let's go. That's right. Yeah, so look, one of the free ways that you can support this channel is just by giving us a like. Another free way that you can support this channel is by subscribing to the channel. My goal is to grow the channel. This is for unchurched people and church people. We just having regular general conversations, which is why I'm bringing a married couple on tonight, today, whenever you're watching, and I want to let them introduce themselves. We are going to talk about some great topics. I think some real topics, like some straight up, and I think this is the couple to do it. So go ahead and introduce yourself. It looks like y'all microphone is off. There you
Yeah,
go.
I went to go find my shirt because I've actually, you know what I'm saying, I've divulged in the search by Stu, you know what I'm saying, I've supported as well.
Thank
Nah, so man, hey, I'm Charles Samples. You know what I'm saying? I am the husband to my wife, Latoya Samples.
Latoya Samples.
Man, we've been married for 16 years.
Yeah.
Woo!
Together in, I guess, totality. That's about 18 years, man. We share 3 beautiful daughters together, 16, 14, and 11.
And I'm yet holding on.
Yeah.
Yet holding on.
I now tell people that I know nothing about parenting since I've hit the teenage years with my daughters, but it's been a fun ride, man. And so, you know, I'm doing life with this woman, and it's good. I got the long ride, guys, and it's good though.
Wow. Okay. So for all of the viewers that are watching, um they got married after me and my first wife got married. So
Yeah,
I've been knowing them their whole entire journey before they first child was
yeah.
born. I knew them.
Mhm.
So I've been kind of a one of the people who've known their whole entire story, their whole entire journey. Uh I hope that I've been a good well example to some extent.
We've learned so much.
Yeah, because you know what? They have known me, and that I say that because they have known me since before I am at the point that I am now. So
For
you
sure.
guys have known, all of the good, all of the bad, all of the
Yeah.
indifferent, the agreements, the
Okay.
disagreements. So one of the reasons why I brought y'all on though is because I believe in love. Can you believe that?
No.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah,
man, I'm with it. I'm with it. Yeah, I believe in it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I believe in love. And so for most of you who watched the first I call it the first season, but the first collection, y'all know I was totally against um relationships. I was totally
No.
against being married. I was totally against all that. And then I met this person, and I'm not gonna say that she changed it, but uh through the process and growth of God, he changed my mentality. But here's what I want to start off. So y'all been married for 16 years.
16 years, yes,
Yes.
sir.
All right.
Yeah,
Is it
actually
possible?
a little north of 16 because we 16 and what? Our anniversary like in June, so we 16 and 6
Oh,
months.
16 is 16 and a half.
Mhm.
Yeah, something like that.
16.5.
Yeah,
Don't leave the half off.
yeah. Don't leave the 0.5. I want all. I earned all of it. Nah.
Telling you.
Yeah.
All right. Is it possible to have a 16-year marriage without cheating?
I'll say this. I'm gonna say yes, but I'm gonna also say I think you have to define. You know, I mean we've been married for a long time, man. So
That's
you
right.
know, I remember one of the first times that I learned. Where I remember being working at Walmart, and it was like, hey, got my wedding ring on and all that kind of stuff. And like, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm good, I'm straight. You know, just like, man, I think you this and I think you that. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, hey, I appreciate that, but I'm married. And I remember the first time this girl says to me, she's like, but can you have friends? You know, and it was like one of those things like, well, can I have friends? Like I kind of wasn't told, but you know, like what I will say is that there's have been like conversations that I probably wasn't supposed to have that was like, hey, this is frowned upon, or this is looked at as the same thing. This is just as if you are trying, you know, like you're giving your time or giving access to someone else. And so I will say,
trial and error.
Early on, I've learned that you can have, if we're talking about physically cheating, yes, you can have a successful marriage or a 16-year marriage without physically cheating. But I think you have to just learn what's okay and what's not. And me giving access, or me having access, or being able to text somebody else or something like that, even if it was harmless, if it wasn't okay with the spouse, it was still looked upon just as wrong.
When you say physically cheating, you mean physically cheating
in the actual sexual act. Right. Yeah. Can we talk like that or no? What do you?
Yeah, we can, man. Look, you can talk. I've had people say worse stuff than that.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Yeah. Okay.
But I appreciate you. Appreciate. So, wife, how did you feel about that? You found out he talking to a friend. Can you have friends? I don't know if I can have friends, but yeah, let's be friends. What was your thoughts? What was your feelings on that? Did you find out about that? How long did it take you to find out about that? What's up with that? Because I'm going to the moon, son.
Yeah,
right.
You ain't got no friends.
It was like, I think that's pretty much what it turns into.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that a lot of times the way
don't try to make it sound like the right thing to say. I just want you to be straight.
Yeah.
A lot of times, well, the way that we're raised most of the times is don't look at nobody else, don't talk to nobody else, your eyes only gonna be glued to this one person. Right. And so when you're structured and taught that way, any and everything is cheating. If somebody know your name,
okay,
if you looking too many times, too long, all of it is cheating, and so it causes you to kind of have this mentality that every little thing is cheating. And so, like you said, it's important to have the discussions on what's okay, what's not okay, what's too far, what's you know what I mean,
right?
And just really have that. So
the whole time, like I ain't did nothing wrong,
right?
But it wasn't okay. You know what I'm saying? The initial,
or maybe it is okay. We just
we didn't have the conversation.
We gotta establish. Okay. So look. So you basically saying like, if you in a relationship, you gotta establish what is and what's not okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Between you and your person.
Between you and your person, not off society, not what you was raised on, not what you saw growing up. Literally,
you see
this is okay and this is not okay.
Right.
And
this make me feel uncomfortable when you do this.
Right. But I think it's been a lot of that in 16 years that's allowed us to say, hey, this is what works. I'm talking, and that's not just in relationships stuff. This is financially, this is decisions on our family. This is all kind of stuff. So
and then it changes. Sometimes you're like, you know what? Okay, cool. You at a new job, you meet new people, new people that you have common interests with, and you end up all being friends, different things, different conversations. So sometimes things change. Sometimes I'm like, let's see what's up with such and sometimes I'm like, hold on.
That ain't
it. But I will say some of our one of our closest like I guess I can call them friends. Like I mean, because they my people now. Like they've been to my house for holidays and stuff like that. Is a couple who I met through work. You know what I'm saying? Which is a guy who I met through work, but because
I was just about to ask that.
It is a guy, but because we've opened to the idea of, hey, it's okay to have outside relationships. When I say friendships, okay, outside of what you grew up or what like like we're like pretty much invited to the wedding, like we're like instrumental in their wedding. So it's just like, it was still having that idea of being open to, hey, you can explore friendship outside of what we consider the norm, which is, who you grew up with, your people that you always around, being that I've worked in different jobs and stuff like that. So,
yeah. So I'll start by saying, I'm new to this relationship thing. I think some concepts are so far fetched for me.
For sure. Let me check. I had to make sure. What we talking about?
I'm so new, and some stuff that is normal for relationships, I think is stupid, and it's me retraining my mindset to be like, it's not stupid. This is how a man is supposed to think about his woman in a relationship. But I'm jealous. I want my woman to be all my woman. And I think God played a trick because he gave me a woman that's the same way about me. So like I'm asking not just for me, but for some, some other people. Your camera definitely just went off.
I'm trying to turn off my notifiers, but they just popping up. So we good.
Oh yeah, okay. But we can't see him. I can't see him.
Okay.
But no. I'm saying, so when you say that, you're basically saying you need to just establish I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with that. And then the woman, I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with that.
Right. And even if that means getting into the why, like, well, why does this make you uncomfortable when these are the intention? And it's not just in, like I said, just relational. It's all, I think, is in all things relationship, bro. You know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, so why can't I just go out and spend this when I've worked for this, or when I really wanted to buy this X, Y, and Z? So why, you know what I'm saying? So I think too, hey, set the, hey, this is what I'm okay, what I'm not with. And even give an explanation. If anybody deserves the explanation, it's definitely the partner.
It's your person.
You know what I'm saying? They definitely deserve the explanation, not just because this is how I think, this is how I was raised, this is what I know. Give the explanation, because then they might be able to provide some kind of insight to say, well, look, I see why you see it this way. But you know what I'm saying? But like, this is the, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is our thing. So,
and even on the other side of that, as a woman, when the husband or the boyfriend or whoever fiance takes the time to explain why it is that they would like to establish, certain friendships, or have, continue with certain friendships or whatever, it allows me to be comfortable with you doing that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I see that. Okay. This is somebody you knew from high school, or you reconnected with somebody from high school. Okay. So what does this new friendship dynamic look like? What kind of access are we giving this person? Is this
do we all hang, or do you only hang without
you just
me?
Want to hang?
Like I get, we have to have that talk, because I mean, like, bro, I mean, because even, I mean, I get what you did there, you know what I'm saying? Because one of my closest people is a female friend from high school who, like, we literally like, hey, well, this man, I look at this person like we are cool, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, so what does that look like? You get what I'm saying? So ain't no just, if there was a time to where, like, when this person was in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Like, call me, like, hey, can you reach out to my mom? Can you X, Y, and Z? Can you? And I'm just like, oh man, I guess we really are that close to where I know mom, and I know.
Had I not been comfortable,
but has she not been
saw
comfortable?
Her perked up right there, cause like ain't nobody calling my woman cause you in trouble. And bro, if somebody was to call me, look, my energy stay the same for everybody.
I understand it.
Because look, bro, if somebody was to just hit me up randomly, it's an old friend, and I'm in the bed with my girl, and my girl, like, somebody text, oh, I'm in trouble, come help me. She gonna be like, what the heck? What is that?
But see,
that's going to the moon, son. We both going to get up out of like. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying it's different when it's a person that just pops up out the blue. This is a person that has been consistent, may not talk every day. It may be every 3 months, every 6 months, but a consistent person that I know, that I've met, that I'm comfortable with. So I know that if she's calling, it's important. You know what I mean? Not somebody, I ain't talked to you in 20 years. How you been doing? Wait, what is it that you want?
Right.
So,
But I think it just go back to a healthy line of communication, bro. Setting those healthy boundaries.
That's good.
Just, you know what I'm saying? Just, hey, this is what I'm okay with, and this is what I'm not. And then on the receiving end, you have to say, hey, look, bro, we can be cool, but this is what, you know what I'm saying? This is what being cool look like. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
and as long as the intentions are always pure, I don't think you can go wrong. That's my personal belief.
When you see me looking down, I'm writing because I'm taking notes.
No, and that's fine. We trying to get out
the light back together.
Because I guess it timed out, but the thing's still on though.
I think it's
you know what I blame? I blame the iPhone. So y'all should just
and that's fine, bro. Look, we only 1 year. We only 1 year in, and we still trying to learn this thing, bro.
Y'all should just upgrade. Hey, but now you know what? That's good insight for couples. Yeah. You know, it's not about like where you come from or your upbringing, what they say is cheating. What are you comfortable with in your relationship?
Yeah.
You should make your relationship personal to you and your person.
You have
Yes, you have to.
Yeah.
You got to tailor it to what works for y'all and get clear understanding, bro. Because otherwise, I mean, because don't get me wrong, hey, cheating is cheating.
Right.
But I'm talking about the gray areas of the outside of the physical sexual act. There are things that partners will feel uncomfortable with.
Because let me say this.
Okay.
There have been many people that have gotten out of relationships for the most petty of things.
Come on.
Because mama and auntie said if I had
you should do it,
he wouldn't be doing that.
And that's why mommy and auntie is singled in the mug still.
That's right. Yeah.
And now you just like mommy and auntie.
Yeah.
Yep. I was having that conversation just today.
Yep.
So what if now let me play devil's advocate, because you know everybody, I am Minister Marcus. You can find me on all social media platforms at _Minister Marcus. But let me do what Minister Marcus do. So
for sure.
And I want to hear both of y'all's opinion on this.
Yeah.
So if, because I'm a minister and I have certain thoughts about God, but let's say that two people are not, and the man agree that his woman got a hall pass, or the woman agree that her man got a hall pass, is that acceptable if they both agree with it? So first I'm gonna ask just regular natural question, and then I want you to answer on, is it good on the spiritual side? Are y'all into church at all? I mean, I know, but I want y'all to tell me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we definitely we serving ministry. You know what I'm saying? Both of us. You know what I'm saying? So that's
okay. So if I say like I'm big on this, like everything works on the power of agreement. Right? So like if you know, in the old days, I've been asked the question, how is that okay for a man to have all these multiple wives? And I would say, you know, it was a different understanding back in the day, but at the same time, everybody knew what was up. It's not like he got you and her and she don't know about her, but he's responsible for both of y'all. But it's common on our sides. So the question is, let's say that a couple is okay with it being an open relationship. You know, would that be, is that feasible?
I hate this question so much.
we actually joke about this a lot.
I gotta ask
all the time. Do you hear me?
I'm just asking. I'm not saying that I want to do it. Spook, if you watching, I don't want an open relationship. I just want to be with you.
Yes, he do. Yes, he do. Listen to him, girl.
Just gotta ask.
Yeah.
No, it's.
So look, I make the joke all the time, you know what I'm saying, that you know, all my biblical forefathers, you know what I'm saying, they partook, you know what I'm saying, and she always go on the side of, well, look at all the problems they had, right? But then I always go on the side of, but was it really problems? Like, I'm like, the whole book that we believe is centered around a man and his 4 wives, right?
Hey, no, okay. Touching on some stuff, but I ain't saying I want to be monogamous. I want to be monogamous.
But I mean, honestly, I would say, I mean, I can probably say this, man. I would say probably don't go down that road, right? Even if it's a like you said, you believe in the power of agreement. I think it's in the sense of something that she's asked me, because I've made all my jokes about David and Solomon.
Right.
I've made the jokes. I mean,
all of them.
From I made the jokes, all right. But you know, it's just like at the end of the day, I guess, what's the real benefit? You know, and it's what she's put to me. And you know, if it's strictly something that's because here's what I've looked at biblically, right? It was always for the man that took on the wife or the extra wife or the whatever. He was the main sole provider. That woman became his, and essentially became his property. And he, you know what I'm saying? And it was his, you know, it was his role to take care of that all of that, right? I mean, honestly, and with the access that men have to women and whatever, is it truly to take a woman and provide all things for her, or is it really just a sexual type of? Right.
So be honest. You
so
just
I mean,
hit that thing.
So I'll just say in our current culture, right? I would just say to stray away from it, right? I don't know. I mean, no real reason to why. I mean, because if somebody say, "What morally is it wrong?" I mean, I honestly, in good faith, couldn't answer that, because most people try to they base their morality based off of, honestly, the scriptures, right? And then what the laws of the land. So if you look at it, I can't really say that one side is wrong or not. I would just say, if it's gonna cause a friction between the husband and the wife, or if it's gonna cause some discord between,
and I feel like based off of scripture, that happened quite often where there was friction between the women. It's like, why do you want to put multiple people in that situation where they're fighting for your attention, for your affection, for just
plotting,
all those things?
Plotting on who can get the most kids. I read it,
But
look, bro, honestly,
all that baby mama drama is in the Bible. If y'all don't know,
it's there. I tell
It's
people you get you a little bit of everything. But I mean, I would say if you're asking, if someone said, "Hey, is it morally wrong?" I wouldn't be able to give a honest answer to say yes it is or no it's not. Especially if they're basing it off the scriptures. You get what I'm saying? And so you understand that I would say now if the partners come to an agreement and they say that's okay, I mean that's something I probably wouldn't a topic I wouldn't touch, honestly. But if I had to answer, I would say even if we had to go and say, well, can you give a reason for why you feel indifferent? I would still say that maybe if we looked at the progression of scripture, right, towards the latter part of the scriptures, even Jesus say for this reason, what I'm saying, the man leave his wife, what I'm saying, he kind of singles it out. And then, even when you keep going down the New Testament, like if you want to hold a certain office, let him be the husband of one wife. Like, I feel like the fact he had to say one wife is because probably people still had multiple. So let's make it this,
because you got too much going on, so much responsibility.
So I feel like, so not necessarily that it was wrong, but just even to move up into prestige of the church of what we know it, they still was trying to get you to say be of one wife. You know what I'm saying?
It's okay to be multiple, but Paul has to stress one wife.
One wife, if you want to. So I really don't know. So I mean, I hope I'm not letting none of the saints down in that answer, but I'm the lover of one wife. You know what I'm saying? So I hope my answer gives a.
You know what? So I'm gonna answer that in twofold. First off, I'm gonna say to every young man, bro, pick you a woman that make you not want to cheat with other women.
For sure.
Pick you a woman that's pretty enough. Pick you a woman that's attractive enough that's gonna keep your attention. That's A1. But I will say, for me, I think it's just it's no benefit in doing it, bro.
For sure.
You don't. Most common men, you don't make enough money to support two women. And so if you look everywhere in the Bible, what the reason why, in my opinion, the reason why that God tells you to consider marriage before sex is because God wants you to respect her to the extent of, if you're gonna take her body, you need to be responsible for her.
Right.
And if you can't afford to be responsible for her and what your sexual acts will bring from being sexual with her, you don't need to consider being with her. And if you can afford one, consider being with that one. Now, if you get to the point where you can afford multiple, you shouldn't just be out here sticking it and moving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You
should be
actually
responsible for the
Right. Sure. So I would say like this. Morally, I think it's still wrong though. I think it's wrong morally, but I can see why some guys would do that. If you get to a point where you at 100,000, 150, 200,000, and you want to have you some concubines, you just need to be responsible for. It was like God. It's like God is saying, respect her enough. If you're gonna lay with her, be responsible.
Be responsible for her for sure.
As a man, right?
It's a responsibility.
Yeah. So we're gonna, I would definitely take it like that.
Yeah, guys, just don't even worry about that part. Don't even.
Because look, I told you we joke about this. So I said, so if I get to the 200 bracket, you basically telling me, but I ain't got the capacity for it, man.
Let me think.
I ain't got the capacity for it. I don't see how them brothers do it, man. Yeah. But I do. I like what you said though. Like you're basically becoming solely responsible for that person. So if you are gonna lay down with her, which is I've said this before too, like which is why you had to pay the father the dowry and all this other stuff. Like you became responsible.
There you go. It's putting your mind on responsibility.
Yeah. So I get that, man. Yeah. That's good. But I mean, I wouldn't. But I still wouldn't go on the side to say that it's morally wrong or not. I just that was a different culture. You get what I'm saying? And it's just
nicely put.
I could be just a product of my culture, which is why I'm indifferent about it. Who knows? I mean, it's just I don't know. And it's like keep turning off. So I don't know. That's what I say. The light is off. The light's saying, all right.
Look, I'm gonna send y'all some lights for Christmas.
You do that, man, because I'm using my kids.
It's just timed out.
Well, turn the time off. I'm using my
I'm gonna
kids.
send y'all some lights for
Yeah,
Christmas
it's a
that won't
ring light.
time
Send me a
out.
ring light, man, so it don't
Yeah,
time out on me.
I'm gonna send y'all some lights for Christmas since y'all are some guests on the show.
I appreciate that.
Y'all
That Christmas a long time away, brother. He waits till the 2 days after Christmas to say, "I'm gonna send you something for Christmas."
Yeah, but no, you ain't gotta wait till next Christmas. I'm gonna send them like tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna send them tomorrow. They're gonna be in the mail, so you can get them for the first. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. But nah, you know what? I wanted to ask that because the first thing that anybody and everybody asks me always is about the infidelity question. If you married, if your wife is cool with it, why shouldn't it be a problem? Or is it a problem? Or blah blah blah. Like, you know, the whole R. Kelly thing. He had 2 women that was willing to be okay with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, are you really, bro, one woman, just knowing her, understanding and learning her, you probably had a capacity to bang her. But to get to know her, to understand her, to deal with her on the day to day, you don't. And then if she's able to have kids and she has 2, you, her, and the 2 kids is a struggle, as opposed to having you, her, 2 kids, and then having another woman with 1 kid.
Yeah, right.
That's just, and I'm saying that from a person that I was with them in their own time zones,
right.
But to deal with them multiple at the same time is a lot for a dude, you know. So like I always respond with that, you know, not saying that I had the experience, but
no. And I think it's all about, like I said too, like it's just, I think wherever your moral compass is. So I think if this is somebody that's, you know, that's a believer, you know what I'm saying, that's asking that question, then I think you can challenge that person's thought process with the scriptures, right? But if not, like, you know what I'm saying, so I think it's that question is kind of, I think it depends on where it comes from, right? Because you know, somebody might look at the scriptures and say, well, man, look, I saw it here, but then we can go into what was the benefit, what was God really trying to show, what was, you know what I'm saying, what's the outcome out of every story, and then really see, like, are you doing it, like you said, to be solely responsible for this person? But I think if it's being labeled infidelity, then it shouldn't be, because that wasn't infidelity. You get what I'm saying? Like that's not what it was. So if we're saying, you know, the thoughts on infidelity, then up and down the scriptures say infidelity is, of course, wrong. So I think it's all about the place that it's coming from, or the person that's asking. And I think, you know, wherever they gauge their moral compass from, then I would answer that way. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I'm saying there's no real blanket answer for it. You know,
I got you. I
don't know. For me, you know what I'm saying?
Do you have any thoughts, wife Toya?
Nope. We good.
Okay. Here's the next question. Would you encourage people in 2024 to get married? Because, you know, I think for everything that is godly, the devil has something equally or powerfully I can't think of the word, but appealing. So for everything that God says is right, the devil has something equally or powerfully appealing. Every sin has the appearance of progress.
Yeah.
He knows, and we know that it's not. But would you encourage young couples to get married? Because, and this is just the tag along of the question, because most young people that I talk to, I say, do you want to be married? And many of the women are like, no, of course not.
It's always go back to the why, though.
Saying no.
Right. It always go back to the why. You know why? Because they can get the access of a sexual partner like that.
Right. Without commitment.
Without commitment. So my thing was this. So to answer your question, I would still encourage anybody to get married. Why? Because companionship has always been the thing since the beginning of creation, bro. It's always been about companionship with God, companionship with man being alone. Let me create him a woman. The animals, it was 2 by 2 when he was in the, like, it's always been about companionship. You know what I'm saying? So I think I would definitely encourage people to get married, because at the end of the day, the marriage shows the commitment to somebody, which grows the companionship, which grows the relationship. Like when I make this comment about growing old together, like we literally growing old together, bro.
Oh,
like,
we locked in, like to
death do us part, right? We got grades together. I'm bald head now.
Cheat on me, you gonna meet death earlier than me.
Yeah, like like for real, like we're literally growing together, as you know, watching our family grow. Sometimes I think even today I was like, man, we really got 3 whole children right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like in the teenage years. So it's just kind of like I would encourage anybody that's really serious about one another, that really wants to do life together, I definitely would encourage them to get married. And I know people got their whole little stance on it's nothing for the man and this and that, but if you going in with the intentions of this is my partner that I want to make this work, I want to spend my life with this person, it can work, bro. We 16 in the game. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of people ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like when we started young, you know. Now
we didn't think I was gonna make it. I was one of those people that like, oh, they a cute couple, but
ain't gonna make it, right? Life too much. But we was young, you know, and so I am proving people that we are proving people wrong, you know, like because I was the coattail was pulled, like you ain't gotta marry her. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to do X, Y, and Z.
You're right.
You know, so I would still encourage people that's really trying to build a life with someone that really wants to, you know, bring in the family. And I'm not even finna say, you know, doing it God's way and all this kind of stuff. No, like you really want to bring in the family and you really want to, you know, have some real foundation of favor. Yeah, bro. I encourage anybody to get in there. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Toya? What are your thoughts on that? Would you encourage and why?
I would encourage those that are actually wanting to. I wouldn't just push.
We can see that ring light in them glasses, by the way, but keep going.
That's all right. That's all right. Trying to get my light. But yeah, if it's somebody that's actually wanting marriage, you know, like, you know, seriously dating, yes, I do encourage it, but I wouldn't just be going out saying everybody needs to be married because everybody does not need to be married. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
Coming into marriage, you have to get into a place where you're selfless. You can't be selfish and think it's gonna work.
That's right.
You can't think it's about you and think it's gonna work.
There's a lot of compromise.
All of your baggage, expecting somebody else.
Please say that selfish part one more time for the people in the back.
You can't be selfish in marriage. You cannot. Like a lot of times, you kind of got to forget about your wants, your needs, and put the other person ahead. And if we're both doing the same thing, then everybody comes to a common ground.
Everybody's still benefiting because if I'm putting her needs before mine, she putting my needs before hers. We're still benefiting, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of compromise and a lot of selfless act in there. And if you know you ain't got those characteristics, then I wouldn't encourage nobody that. But when, you know, you can kind of see, man, if it's for the right reasons, right, to really build life and grow with someone, I would encourage it, man. Now, if she divorced me tomorrow, would I remarry? Nah. But
because I done said the same thing, because there's so much
goes into it.
I'm not willing to break it down no more. Nah, but I mean this
rightfully so.
But I would encourage anybody that's serious about doing it, man. Like, I would encourage marriage, especially if they taking the steps to work on themselves.
You said especially if what?
If they've taken the steps to start working on themselves and working on compromising, knowing that, hey, I know for a fact that I care about this person's well-being more than mine. Yeah, definitely. That was one of the things I saw early on. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this girl really care about me, and I ain't had nothing to offer her. You know what I'm saying? So that changed. I mean, but you know, that was early 2000s love. You know, and boys don't know nothing about that no more. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So
look, let me say this. I would definitely say, every young man out there, you know, I want to talk to everybody that's on that on whatever level that you on, because I was one of those guys that was wanting a wife, but I was selfish, and I didn't realize that I was selfish until my job showed. So when I say my job, I'm talking about, you know, my job. But until my job showed me, like, bro, you want a woman to come in to be a part of your life, but you're not thinking of what you're supposed to be to her life.
That's right.
So like that selfish piece is really good, especially. And you know, sometimes guys, they come in with no money and they expect a woman to have money because they need help.
Right.
And that selfishness, but then at the same time, sometimes for a guy that can afford to take on the wife, the selfishness is still there. And I'm so glad that both of y'all brought out the intention of, I'm putting her needs before mine. So it's like, I'm putting my heart in your hands, and you putting your heart in my hands, and I have to trust you like you have to trust me. And that goes into choosing the right person that you know is good enough to say, I trust you enough to give you my emotions. And I know if you hurt me, it's not you just being the a-hole or you just intentionally just, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what, you know, sometimes we are careless with ourselves, giving ourselves to people who don't deserve us, and then getting mad at God like, God, why did you let me do this? No, you need to be cautious. Like it's a scripture in the Bible that says, above all things, guard your heart, for out of it flow the issues of life. Right. So like if you're gonna give yourself to your wife and your wife is gonna give herself to you, you guys have both said this person is trustworthy enough for me to give myself to, and vice versa. You know, I'm so glad that y'all brought that out. That's heavy, man. That's really heavy. That's really heavy.
I think it go back to just that you know, that intentional work, bro. Like, because even when I think about when they talk about like how there's like, you know, the scriptures that kind of talk about, you see the light, huh? The scriptures that talk about like husbands love your wives and wives love your husband. Then it talks about how, you know what I'm saying, how Christ represented the church, you know what I'm saying, like spotless, you know what I'm saying, and presented it back to himself. Like I think a lot of people miss how as a man
you blew that concept wide open right there when you said
like,
that, the way you said it. I like that.
Literally have to we're representing our bride back to ourselves. You get what I'm saying? And it's constant, because if you look at the church, if you look at Israel, if you look at, you know what I'm saying, like the constant doubt, the constant, like, so that's why when they go into love keeps no record of wrongdoing, that was
heavy,
the same thing for, like, it's just, I think it's a lot, but it goes back to the, like, what you gauge your moral compass off of. Because if somebody came to me with that, I'm going to the scriptures, because I'll be able to, well, man, she did this, she did that, but love keeps no record of wrongdoing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just saying it just to say, oh, let the person do what they want, but you got to look at the picture of what Christ did for the church. You know what I'm saying? As he presented the church as his bride, we technically, I'm gonna say it like this: if you ain't got the wife you want, it's your fault. Like, you know, but if I base it solely off that scripture, you know what I'm saying? Because of, I should be trying to represent her. You get what I'm saying? Which means if it takes a little more patience, all right, I got to come up with the patience, right? But if I want to find favor, like I say, don't deal harshly with your wife. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't cut my blessings off. So if I look at her as a blessing, you get what I'm saying? If I look at her as I found that favor, you know what I'm saying? Then it's I don't know. I think it's a conscious decision to
conscious
conscious
and constant. Conscious
definitely,
and
because it don't stop. That's right.
And that's the thing. That's the thing about marriage, and that's what I think is killing so many marriages, is because people don't realize it's conscious and constant. This is not something that you put the work in the first 10 years and think the next 10 years is gonna live off that first 10.
No. Yeah.
Exactly. So like that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have a 16-year marriage, vets in the game, to say this is what marriage is, because it's not what you see on Instagram, bro. Like, you can take a picture at a house, but that's not the picture that we had to sleep on the mattress on the floor.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And like, bro, like that, it ain't and love each other, right? And then look, here's the thing. So again, I'm learning this whole relationship thing. And you know, man, I'm learning grace and forgiveness with the person. So I've been a dad for years, and so I know grace and forgiveness with my children, but grace and forgiveness with a grown person, the concept escaped my mind until my job really just like set it in my lap, and I'm like, man, you know, marriage is giving grace and forgiveness 70 times 7 to this person that you've committed your life to. And you have to give grace and forgiveness to this person and continue to love them. And I love the way you said that, cousin, when you said represent. So it's like you come to me one way and I understand your flaws. It's not that I see your flaws, I understand why you have those flaws. And then I'm going to use my love to watch that.
There you go.
Then I represent you in 3 more months to myself, right? Like, right. I represent you in 3 more months. So come on, bro.
Yeah,
that's okay. That's bro. That's like, I'm losing my mind on that, bro. That concept, just that concept alone, that takes love and patience and care and concern. And man, okay. So Toya, here's the thing for you. So while the man's responsibility is that, and we own Christ, but if you can go practical, it'll be better. for a woman who's a young woman who's contemplating marriage or thinking about being married, and you know, we got a baby, we're not married yet, or we're thinking about getting married, we just live together right now, or I like this boy, he like me, and I know we got something serious, but where do we go from here? What is something that you would put, you know, on these young ladies' minds? I mean, just that's a general blanket question, but
it's really,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I guess one thing I would ask is one question I would ask is, can you, and I think we touched it a little bit, can you trust him with your everything, with your heart? Like, do you feel like he has your best interest at heart? Can you not just your heart, but your life? Can you trust him with your life?
Can you trust him with your life?
Before me and Charles got married, I trust my mama with my life. I trust my dad with my life. You know what I mean? Like, I knew every little thing was gonna be handled, taken care of, whether I said something or not, whether I needed something or not, it was gonna be handled. Is the person that you're getting ready to say yes to, or you want to say yes to, can you give them that same responsibility and know that everything is going to
be okay,
taken care of? It's like you ain't got no worries, no fears, no nothing. Like, I don't know if he can handle it. I don't know. You know
that's
what I mean?
good.
No.
That's good. That's good.
Do you trust this man with your life?
Yeah.
Like your life, for real, your life. You know what I mean? And if your answer is yes, okay, well then maybe this is somebody that you do need to say, okay, I can say yes to this person. You know.
How do I know? How do I know if I'm a young? How do I know that I can trust this man with my life? What questions do I need to be asking myself? Can I trust him with my life? How do I know as a young woman? How do I know that this is the right man?
I mean, look at how he treats you. Like, there are certain things that while we were dating, he wouldn't allow. Like, you not finna just be leaving at any time of the day, any time of the night. I don't know where you are. Like, is he present? Is he making sure that other people know this is who I'm responsible for, even before he makes the decision to say this is gonna be my wife? Is he already showing those leadership values? Is he already making it known, like, I want to be responsible for you? He was already doing those things before we made the step to become one, to become husband and wife. So
I'm gonna say, I think it take, you know, some of that stuff. Like, I hate the phrase seasons and all that kind of stuff, but I think
me too.
I think you do need to see your person in different. Give me another word for seasons.
Different chapters of your life, different stages. Like different ages. There you go. There you go.
Like,
I steer away from seasons.
I got this thing that I do with even my people that's close to me. Like if I get upset with you, it shouldn't change the way I feel about you, right? So like, let's say one day, me and my siblings, we got into it, right? And my children kind of saw it. Now, we were just having a conversation, you know, with the guys' hands flaring, we loud and stuff like that.
Right.
And so, you know, my children, my girls who don't really see me in that light, right? Because I'm more of I have a
reserved,
more softer approach with my girls. But now I'm with the fellas, you know what I'm saying?
And you gonna be
I can put the bass in my voice. I can be
nigga,
there you go. And so we loud and everything. And so we got in the car, you know, the girls kind of made a comment like, man, we were scared. You know, we thought you and uncles was about to. I'm like, when? Because now I'm not even sure what they talking about, because this is normal to us, right? You know, we sit, you know, and she's like, oh, well, you know, when y'all was outside and y'all was saying, I'm like, but at what point? Like, what made y'all think that we was going to X, Y, and Z? And it was a lesson that I can say, like, even though I was heated in the moment, or we was having a heated conversation, what they meant to me don't change. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm upset with Latoya, I'm still gonna protect, and I'm still gonna, you get what I'm saying? I'm still gonna make sure that I'm walking closer to the end of the street. I'm still gonna make sure, you know, what's the little image, if it's a puddle, that I lay the jacket down so you can walk across the puddle, no matter if I'm mad at you. I think you should look at how people treat you in those different stages. When they upset, do they still have the love for you to make sure you eat? It's plenty of times where I'm not even talking to her, she gonna still bring that plate and say, you eating tonight?
We ain't gonna say sometimes.
Even
like,
when I'm not gonna eat. Even when I'm upset.
After I done made
but here's what the thing is, though. But to prove the point, I'll starve. I won't even go get nothing else to eat and be like, yeah, I'm gonna eat what I want to eat. No, I'm just not gonna
Right
eat.
now,
Right?
yeah,
But
we just gonna be so mad that we
thing is, I
starving
still
tonight, but
watch
I ain't
how
gonna disrespect her by going
I'm
to
just
get something else.
yeah, I'm just
Come
gonna.
on, bro, that's love anyway.
But
I'm mad, but
yeah,
I'm gonna show you
still
love by being simple.
still love. But what
But
I'm saying is that
she
when
done
she's
made
upset
that
with
plate,
me,
son.
yeah, and can't stand me, she still made the plate. She still prepared it and put it away for me so that when she know that I'm done being mad, I can go
You
up in
gonna
there
be
and warm
hungry.
that mug up,
Yeah.
and I can still have something to eat. You get what I'm saying? Or my lunch will still be
Oh,
packed. Like my kids made a joke about us the other day, talking about I the kids made a joke the other day because tell you what, we woke up that morning. I don't know if we were just running late, and I must have said something about us being late. Just whatever it is, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. So you know,
right,
any
right,
little anything can cause some discord, man. And
right.
you know, she was still in there packing my lunch for me, and so the kids was like, "Daddy, the way you grabbed that lunch, kid, you, you know, we can tell it was something because you
Hey,
just."
bro, they know
Yeah,
off the muscle.
they know, you
Kids
know,
be paying attention to everything.
we didn't say a word in front of them, but they was like,
Yeah,
just the
right.
way. So even though
Something
we
was off.
upset with each other, she's still preparing my lunch because I got a 10-hour day, 11-hour
Yeah,
day, or whatever. She's
that's
still
love,
making
dog.
sure. You get
Woo!
so what I'm saying is, but
That
I
make
mean,
me
of
want to
course,
be in
now
love.
we're established, right? But even
Right.
early on, like seeing that somebody's still gonna take care of you even when they can't
When they
stand you. Because let's
mad.
be real,
Mhm.
you're gonna get upset and can't stand. Like I'm talking, don't say nothing to me.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna take care of you. You
And that
can't
don't
call
start
me.
after marriage. That
It
starts
don't
before
start. It
marriage.
starts before marriage. There you go.
Right.
These are characteristics that you should be looking for. Like even when you're serious about dating somebody, you should be
Yeah.
looking for
What
those
kind of
things.
heart do they have? What kind of person are they, bro?
Right,
So
right.
let
Even
me
when
add,
you upset with me,
bro.
man.
Let me add to that. Which let me say first
Yeah,
off, I would not have thought of that
yeah,
being a
yeah,
single man for so long,
for sure.
and now my mind turns on those wheels. You know,
Right.
my job definitely. I get it.
Yeah.
I was that way for my kids, for my ministry, for my church, for the people in the
Everybody
church.
else. Mhm.
But for the woman who's gonna sacrifice her life, it didn't compute. And
Yeah.
and and I had to get that. And when I got it, man, it makes sense. And I want to add to that for that woman who is thinking about considering being with someone, look for a man who leads his own life well.
Yeah.
And if you
Mm-hmm.
look for a man who leads his own life well, you know, he can think, he is thoughtful, you know, he
Mm-hmm.
plans, he considers, but then added that with what y'all said, because that's what I'm saying is just that's from one man's perspective, but
For
y'all
sure.
that is just that's heavy, man. You
Right.
know,
Mhm.
not just leads his own life well, but is thoughtful enough and
Yeah.
conscious enough to say, I'm angry, but I know she's depending on me. They're
Mhm.
That's
gonna
right.
like
They're gonna like. Don't
They'll
worry about.
go
Don't worry.
like
Don't worry about. Don't worry about the light,
but
man. You
no, but
keep
no,
going.
they'll like
but the point is the
Yeah.
same. Like, bro, that concept is so strong. Like, if this man, I'm mad at him, I'm angry at him, I'm upset at him, but he still know I got him in my anger. It's just
Yeah.
like for a man, I'm mad at her, but I'm not gonna curse at her. I'm
Yeah.
mad
Oh
at
yeah.
her, but I'm not
Oh
gonna
yeah.
speak evil on her. I'm
That's
not
right.
gonna belittle her to our children. It's like
Yes.
I feel my emotions, but I'm not allowing my emotions to carry me off in this moment
right.
just because I'm angry, because I know tomorrow I have to wake up and look at her. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that concept, you know, this the concepts right now. I think this is so powerful because I teach these things to my children with their
Yeah.
siblings, but I
Yes.
never considered it with a person to live my life with. And I have been so single for so long because I
Mhm.
Yeah.
couldn't understand that simple concept. You're gonna have to wake up and see them. And I did that. I practiced this respect with my children. And I've
Mhm.
never cursed at a woman, but it's just for a man to hear that, bro. You have to be mad and still respect your woman. You have to be
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
mad and still love your woman. For the
Mm-hmm.
women,
Mhm.
you have to be mad and not use his weaknesses against him. You have to be
Absolutely.
mad and not disrespect him or belittle him or make
That's
Mhm.
him
right.
feel like less than, because tomorrow y'all gotta wake up and look at each other and
Yeah.
deal with each other.
And deal with each other.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That concept right
It
there,
matters,
that's
bro.
grace and forget. Boy, that's
I'm
woo,
It
telling you.
matters, bro. It matters.
y'all
It
gonna
matters.
make me run. Y'all gonna
No,
make me
no, but it matters though, bro. You know, we had to have that conversation early on. I was like, look, you know, I don't care how mad I get at you, I will never, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna never call you out your name. I'm gonna never X, Y, and Z. Like, and
Mhm.
this is what I expect from you.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah,
can't get upset with me and want to say this and say that, like, we got to figure out another. Even if we don't know how we're gonna do,
Mhm.
I'd rather us not talk instead.
yeah,
Besides cursing each other out or
Mhm.
calling each other, you know, whatever else. Like, we have to come to a, and I meant that, bro. Like, I will walk away
He meant
before
it.
we do something like that. Like,
and I wanted to do it. Oops.
Ah,
I wanted to be that ghetto. I know you did. I wanted to be that because that's what I was kind of used to.
to
You know, you got family and you see how people, you know, handle
whispering
their
in your ear.
situations. And
Bro,
you
come
like,
on,
well, when
bro.
I get in a
I
relationship,
can't do it.
that's what I'm gonna do.
I told her I
And
can't
that
do
man
it.
said, let me tell you now,
Yeah.
this is what we're gonna do, this is what we're not gonna do.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
knew just that.
Right.
And I
It's
was
because
like,
it's more so because at the
okay.
end of the day, I will never disrespect you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Never, or put
Right.
myself put us in a situation where we
Mhm.
have to go there, right? So I'm gonna never put
Yeah.
my hands on you. I'm gonna never call, you know what I'm saying? Like, and here's some, and I ain't see my daddy put his hands on my mama. Nothing like that.
Right.
It's just
Right.
it's still something I said I never want to do myself. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Or I never want to
Yeah.
see, don't want it in my house. Like, bro,
Yeah.
especially when I start having girls, like, nah, like
They can't
even
see
when
me.
I'm chastising my children, I have to make sure that they understand, hey, this correction is the correction of a father, not
Right.
as a you know what I'm saying, as a man in
Just
your
a regular
home.
nigga.
I
Yeah.
am
Yeah,
your
bro.
father when I'm
Yeah.
correcting you in this area. So I'm still conscious of how I, you know what I'm saying, correct my children. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I meant that with her. Like I'm always gonna be, I might still say some foolish things, but I'm always gonna be careful with what I say to you, or when it comes down to calling you out. I've never done
Yeah.
it. Like, I don't care what happened. It's, like I said, she can leave me tomorrow. She ain't gonna never be able to say, he called me out my
He
name and he this
treated
and
me like this.
he
Yeah, bro.
ain't. She might she
Yeah.
might say, oh, he got upset and ain't want to talk for 2-3 days, something like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? Or he
Right.
being petty and you know he ain't want to take the trash out when he saw that the trash was being something like that. She ain't gonna never be able to say, I
Yeah.
put my hands on her.
Petty. I'll smack you upside the head, bro.
You know.
That trash out.
Not seriously though. I think
For
you know,
real, that's
setting
real
those
though.
standards
Yeah,
early
yeah.
on, man. Those are things. Just man, set the standards early on, or the boundaries at least. And if you don't know them, man, surround yourself with like-minded people, man. That's either got what you want to get, or on the path to getting there, man. I tell people all the time, like know your path. Like, you know what I'm saying? Know your end goal and start searching for the way to get there. Even if you're not there, at least know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna take X, Y. Like, I want to go to school to finish my education degree, right? And I know that I want to be a part of like building curriculums, putting together curriculums. Well, when I
That's
looked
heavy,
at
dog.
some of the job descriptions, guess what they want? They want you to do some time in the classroom, right? So even though I don't want to teach, right, I just want to put together the things for people to teach. Guess what? A lot of the job descriptions say, "Hey, you need to teach for at least 2 years."
Right.
So
So
when
you can see what it's like in
so I
class.
said that to say know the journey, right, to get there. And I don't want to teach, but it's just I think it correlates to life as well. Like even with her, like look, I know what type of marriage I want. Not saying it's gonna be smooth, it's gonna be always easy, but let's set some standards, or let's say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I think all of those things kind of matter, man, into trying to make it successful in our eyes. You get what I'm saying? Or in
Yeah.
your own eyes, you know. So I don't know. I don't think it's no blueprint. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's your own journey, and you should just be open with what you want out of it, and definitely clear with your communication of what you expect, man. That's why I'm gonna
Toy,
leave it
you
at that.
got anything to add to that?
Hey, perfectly said.
That's right. That's why you see that. That's right. Perfectly said. That's right.
Stop.
Boy,
Let
it's
me say this.
gonna be a
You
good
know what?
night.
let, let me say this, man. Look,
Okay.
straight up. I'm gonna just say this. For me, I'm big on legacy.
Yes, sir.
I'm very big on family. I'm very big on that. Building something, creating
Yeah.
something. And I want to give a big shout out to a 16-year marriage, man. Y'all definitely married young, and
Yeah.
y'all are still going strong. And a lot of marriages, even my own, bro. When I started out, I was the first one in the family to get married, and everybody else got married after me. And all of our marriages are like dissipated, and y'all's are
Gotcha.
still going. And that's a testament not just to y'all, but I think that's a testament to my job, because there are so many other factors that
For sure.
go into being married. And it takes that person realizing and recognizing, like, this was not smart. Let me change my mindset when it
Yeah,
comes
for
to this.
sure.
And then the man doing the same thing. This is not smart. Let me change my mindset to fit what I'm trying to do and build.
Right.
Yeah.
16 years, man, that deserves, something. More thing. So in your minds, to see all of the different changes and things that happen that come with life, and we
Mhm.
talked about communication, we talked about grace and forgiveness, well, at least on me. We talked about, so many different things. But here's what I would say. So we talked about how to get to a certain level, but then what would be a response? And I'm going to Toya first. What would be a response to say, this is what you should be thinking or considering to keep it that way, not just to have it this way, but what do I need to do to keep, what things do I need to be thinking or having in my mindset to like not just get it, but to keep it for the next 10 years? How do I stay married for the next 10 years? What would you say as a woman?
Oh, that's a good question. One thing I think for me, I had to learn that who I married is not who he is now. And for me,
hold on, that's a good or bad thing? Wait a minute, man.
That's a good thing. That's a real good thing, bro. That's good. She gave you a hell of a compliment, bro. That's good.
He's not the same person. When we first married, he was younger, so he had experiences. There were so many things that he needed to learn, so many opportunities that hadn't come about. There's so much that we needed to grow into. And so to get to that next hump, same thing. Who he is now is not who he's going to be. So it gives me something to look forward to. Gives me a place to give him room to expand, to grow in his mindset and just who he is as a person. Just learning right now, I may feel like he's really immature in some areas. Where later on down the line, I don't expect for him to be the same person. I expect for him to grow in certain areas. So, give people room and grace to grow and to
forgiveness
become. Right. So
I like that. I like that.
That man, that's good. You know what? My Spooky gonna watch this and she gonna be like,
"Hey, girl."
She just, I never. Before we go to you, let me say this. I never thought that I would be with a church girl. I think all church girls are 304s spelled backwards. I do. I'm sorry. They, I think.
Well, maybe you'll enjoy some of that later on. Anyway, keep going.
But here's what I'll say. Man, that with that response, I'm sure she has those same thoughts and concepts in her mind. And I'm done trying to understand the mind of women. I'm done. I'm here to love you and treat you right, be good to you. But that concept for me as a man, that's not what we're thinking. But it's good that you say that because women should be. That's why I asked you the question. Like, from a man's perspective, I can concur with him. But from a female's perspective, and that's somebody's gonna watch this, that's a female that needs to hear, you need to just give your man grace and be forgiving, but at the same time, know who you married. You need to know that you got a good dude and that he's progressive in his thinking. That's basically what I heard. But you have to see these things, but from a woman's perspective. So that's why it's just that was I want to say A1. All right, Charles.
No, hey, I mean, I think you already hit it. I was gonna say, man, like just staying progressive, man. Like you shouldn't start out one way and still be that way 10 years down the line. That's why I was like, hold up, is that a good or a bad thing? Like even, and I'm gonna start off with something small, like even as like to now, like I've mentioned a couple of times, like, hey, let's make some coffee. You know what I'm saying? It's like, since when do you drink coffee? Like, you know what I'm saying? So just little things, right? Like, hey, you never drunk coffee before, but now you lately you want to act, you ask for coffee. So just being willing to adapt, man. I've worked at a lot of jobs where they say, what's your thoughts on new processes and when you have to present a new idea to your team, how are you gonna do it, right? And so a lot of it is just being willing to adapt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I would say it's the same thing in the marriage, bro. Like being willing to adapt, constant compromise. And it's not always a bad compromise, man. A lot of the compromise is like, man, I don't need to get these J's right now. Let me make sure that baby got, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, bro. I like that.
And like just I'm going small before I get to something major. It's just those little things of saying, let me put her first, you know what I'm saying, in all things that I do. Because my thing is this, man, guys get we get caught into routine real early on, man. As
Yes,
long
we
as
do.
I know that, you know what I'm saying, and sometimes it still shake me up. Like when she throw out that she gotta go to the store after work or something, it's like, nah, we by this time my alarm going off at 7:30 saying we should already be home. Like little things like that, you know. So
yeah, it's heavy,
I would
heavy.
say don't get stuck on the routine of I know who this person was. I know her like the back of my hand. Something you just said I'm finna stop trying to understand the minds of women. I'm just gonna treat her right. We got to get out of that. Like, I mean, it's my person. I will tell anybody I know her up and down, but there might be a day where something changed, right?
Yeah,
and I gotta be willing.
Lose my mind on that.
There you go. I gotta be willing to adapt and just stay progressive, man, and not get caught up into what I'm used to doing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how you keep things fresh, man. You know, after you get into a routine a while, sometimes watch this. When it gets stale. You start look. I'm in a field where, you know, I got drivers, man, and when you get caught in the routine, now you stop looking over before you get over. You stop using your signal.
Okay.
Right? You know your route so much, right? That you don't even need to look at your map to know where to turn and stuff like that. And then boom. Well, what happened? Man, I know this route like the back of my hand, and boom, I ran because there was a detour that came up. Right, there was a car parked on the road that's normally not parked there. It's the same in your marriage, bro. Like I didn't know that she. What's the biggest thing right now? Flowers. I didn't know that you just gotta have these flowers. Like, you get what I'm saying? So like I never had to buy you flowers before. Why you want flowers? Like just little things like that. And I still ain't about none. But I'm going to. But no, what I'm saying is just.
But I get the concept.
But the concept is just being willing to continue to put her first, man. Put your spouse first, you know, and just, you know, continue to stay progressive. Like don't get caught up in your same way of thinking, man. I think something you challenged me with just as a young minister, bro, years ago. You told me, bro, man, always stay a student, bro. You like if somebody asked me, man, I'm a student. I'm always learning. And I think, and that was more of a spiritual conversation we had, man. But I apply that to my career. I apply that to my relationship. I apply that, especially as a father, to my children. So like I'm always learning. And I think even though we 16 years, when we hit to 20, I should have learned something new about my spouse. You get what I'm saying? Or I should have presented something new to my spouse that makes her say, that's why I love this dude. You get what I'm saying? Not just, oh, well, I know who he gonna want his fried chicken, which I'm gonna want my fried chicken. But you know, now I'm throwing in some what's that you had the other day? Now I'm throwing asparagus in it. You know, and he never wanted that, but good. So I still got my fried chicken, but here go my new thing. Like, I'm making it light, but just being able to not present the same person. You know what I'm saying? As I am in year 16, that I'll be in year 20.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Bro,
or year
you know
25.
What? You know what? I gotta say, I feel you 100%. And like, bro, like that is like the concept is just mind blowing because like that's good. And you know how sometimes, you know, the saying is hindsight is 20/20. I see now why, like every time I used to pray this prayer, and this is me personal, but I'm saying it to make a point. You know, preachers, we sometimes go around the mountain, but I want you to catch the point. I used to pray like, why did you let me have so many kids? You know, and one of those things is it taught me what growth is like on a day-to-day. And it's just like to understand exactly what you're saying. These kids are gonna be a certain way in 3 months. They're gonna be a certain way 6 months to 9 months, then 9 months to 12. They get that. That's just the beginning. Because from year 1 to year 3, they're gonna be different. Year 3 to year 7, they're gonna be different. Year 7 to 9. And I've grown and progressed with them as people, and God taught me that. And I see now why he had me to be a father before he had me to be a husband, because there were concepts that I would have never gotten because I was so stubborn. And the children opened my mind and my heart to it, that now my mind can be open to it, to be, now you're ready to be a husband. You see, I thought I was ready for so many things that I wasn't ready for. And it's really a credit to my job. But when you say that, it's really going to reshape a lot of young men's and young women's minds as to what you need to be thinking, bro, when you're going to commit your life to a person. That, man, it's like you get that with certain areas, but you don't apply that to all areas. And I do that in my preaching. What I feel like what makes my concepts explode is in the Bible is because I can take this concept and apply it to so many different things, but I had to learn to do that with different people in my life. And that right there, what y'all just said, that is such, man, that is man, the concept, man, what both of y'all said. Let me tell you, I can definitely say this is the first podcast that we're doing, but this is definitely not gonna be the last, because this, I mean, bro, what y'all have said is just, I'm blown away, man. I'm blown away. I was questioning my job about marriage because I prayed for a wife a few months ago, and he redirected me because the woman who I thought I was gonna marry is not the woman that I'm planning on marrying, and he really had to do some stuff in my head and had me to challenge my own mindset, but with you know,
I think that's how it is, though. I mean, I think that's just how it kind of goes, man. Like, I mean, what it say? His ways are not our ways, his thoughts not our thoughts. So we might have it, one way. Many are the plans of man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just I get what you're saying, bro. So I think that's still a testament to you staying open to being able to have your steps ordered, right? The steps of a good man are ordered. So I mean, at the end of the day, you seeking them. You just gotta trust in whatever's going on, man. I will say, like we said at the beginning, I still think marriage is a beautiful thing. Whether they say, "Oh, it's this," marriage is a beautiful entity, man. As long as you're willing to, you know what I'm saying, to stay changing with your partner, bro, progressing with your partner. So
let me say this. Let me say this as a close, because we don't have to go to the whole, but let me say this as a close. I would say when the question was asked for both of y'all, would you do this again? And both of y'all's response would say no. I think that's the right response, because till death do us part this is a one-time journey. I'm not willing to give myself to nobody else, because this is a one-time journey. And I think that's the mindset that we need to adopt. And for those of you who have lost a spouse, my job really got to lead you on your journey. But this marriage thing,
even those that do it again, you got a strong, you have you're stronger than you think you are. For those that have done it again, you know what I'm saying? Like I tip my hat to you, though. You know what I'm saying? Because that it takes a lot to, like you said, to be willing to do that again. So I'm not saying it can't happen, but if you ask me my choice, no, sir. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's supposed to be that way.
I'm
like,
going
bro,
with it.
Hey, come on, bro. That's the part. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Toya. Closing remarks. Did you know that's the church in me? The closing remarks benediction. No, we're not gonna do closing remarks and benediction, but since we are about to go off, we gonna end the live. What would you have to say to young men, young women, anybody, everybody? Like, what is your closing statement for this episode? I guarantee you, y'all gonna be back on. Like, this is just mind blowing for me.
But we can get back on.
Closing statement. It's just a recap. Just stay teachable. Stay ready to grow. Give grace. And follow God's leading on everything. And if you don't hear him, keep talking. Keep talking. Or don't talk, and just really put yourself in a place where you can just really see what it is that God has for you in the area of relationships. So
I like that. I like that.
All right, Charles, what do you have?
Man, I think I'm on the same thing, bro. Just stay I don't know, like stay, like I told you, man, I'm a student, bro. I'm still trying to learn. So I think staying open to learning someone, or even your person, you know what I'm saying, not getting stagnant. I would say that marriage, it can work, you know what I'm saying, being young and getting married and all that kind of stuff, even in today's culture, it can work, you know what I'm saying, and it takes constant work. I think something we said earlier today that I might have to jump on is conscious and conscious
and consistent. Yeah, conscious and constant. Yep.
And I think that's a good term to kind of spin around, man. That you should stay conscious of what you're doing and staying constant and you know what I'm saying, continuing to grow. I'm always go back to I believe that's Ephesians when it talks about Jesus representing the church. And I think that as a man, as someone that's looking for a partner to love, and that means accepting the flaws. And when you understand the church, when you understand Israel, when you understand the constant messing up, and you still see the ultimate sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, of Christ, literally sacrificing, giving his life for those that did not even fully believe in him.
He better than me.
I would just say, man, be willing to go through the steps to represent, man. And I think as long as we're trying to represent our spouses back to ourselves, you can never look back and say, I didn't do my part. That keeps you doing your part. So young men, young women, man, keep doing your part. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying young men, I'm still young. Nah, but man, just continue doing your part. I just feel like as long as two people are constantly fighting to make something work, it'll work. You know what I'm saying? So I think
just for the record, since you did mention that, how old are you guys?
35.
35.
You 35? Y'all both 35?
35.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Last question. I was talking to a young couple today. Not counseling, just talking. And last question. Do you think it's more beneficial to work with a person who's really committed to you, or do you think it's more, which I think I already know the answer, but do you think it's more beneficial for a young person to say, you know what, this person ain't what I want, let me go and jump to the next, it's a lot of branches on this tree, let me go jump to another branch, there's a lot of fish in the sea, bars, let me go find another fish. What would y'all say to that?
It depends on what your intentions are.
I was just gonna say that. What's the goal, man?
If it's to be committed, then you stick around for a little bit. I don't know how long that needs to be.
But see, here's my thought on that though. Like, if I'm looking for commitment and this person is a constant cheater, I wouldn't wait around for you to get that together, right?
Because you're gonna be cheating for a long while.
Pretty much. But if we just man, we having a good time, we ain't putting no spins on it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't putting no title on it. I think that is where you can kind of give the okay, I'm not gonna be exclusive. So there's more branches or whatever phrase, whatever analogy you was using. Okay, I think you can open that up there. You can date and kind of be, not exclusive. But I think once you decide to make something exclusive, I think you should give what's the phrase we've been going back to, grace to okay, this is. But I mean, it go back to your set the foundation at the beginning. If you're looking for a commitment and somebody to be there, and that person saying, well, man, right now I'm just ready to see what's out there, that ain't the person to try to latch on to and hold on to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he cheated on me 100 times, but he finally got it together. No, sir. No, ma'am. That's not what I wouldn't encourage that at all.
Right. I agree with that.
So my answer to that or to that couple would be, if y'all got the common goals and this thing gonna be exclusive, then this is the person that you try to build with. If we on two separate sides of that spectrum, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Yeah. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Look, let me say, you know what? Look, man, I want to say thank y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for just being a part of the podcast. Look, this conversation was great. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this is gold. This is definitely not gonna be the last time y'all is on the show. I'm gonna definitely be hitting y'all up like almost every month, probably twice a month. Because look, I believe one of the things.
I'm gonna have that invoice coming your way.
One of the things that we have to do is we have to reestablish the benefits of committed relationships and loving a person through their flaws, not until they mess up, but through their mess ups.
Because there
will be
plenty for you to
right. And so, like, I want to encourage grace and forgiveness in such a way, man. Like, it's really beyond me, and I'm still learning the concept when I say this. But man, commitment is that, and so like I hope this man, I really believe that this conversation was really beneficial to those who are going to watch. I think this is going to go far. Man, the clips that I post, I'm gonna probably post almost all of it, like a whole hour, man. I don't do that with no episode,
tag me in it, man.
Bro. And I'm gonna let it linger for a couple of weeks because, like, this one is just we really need to reestablish our, I'm gonna say African American, but even still, not just that, but just love and commitment in relationships, because the culture now is just, if it ain't benefiting you right now, go find something else. This dating,
you'll forever be searching, bro. So I'm
gonna take this. What I told this young couple this today,
make it a series, man.
It ain't shite, but shite in the dating field.
For
real, and I didn't say shite when I was talking. Look, I want to say this, man. If you enjoyed this episode, man, go on, hit that like button, man. Thank you guys for watching. If y'all been watching for a while and it's been blessing you, just hit that subscribe button, man. You know, one of the simple, easy, free ways that you can support my channel is by hitting the subscribe button. I don't ask for money. If you do want to give, though, there are ways that you can do that, but I'm not gonna put that on here because I don't do this for money. I do it because I really love to do what I do, and my job has called me to this. But if you want to support the channel, the best thing that you can do is share this with somebody or subscribe to the channel. So that's all I got for y'all tonight. Look, that was the sign off, man. Thank y'all so much for coming. Look, also, I don't know if y'all want to say this, but man, them Sample Sisters, bruh, they are truly becoming celebrities. And the next thing that we do at the church, man, I want y'all's family to be a part. You know, y'all are just, man.
we was trying to get to that last one, bro. I mean, we got there, of course.
I know.
I told,
bro,
even if we can just pop up on you, you know what I'm saying?
Kendall told me, she was like, okay, so I'm gonna edit this out. But,
okay.
Kendall was like, you was jamming on that song. I came in and I sat down and I couldn't. You know, I sat down, I stood up, I couldn't sit back down. It was like you were jamming. But the fact that they're conscious and aware of things like that, man, you guys, y'all are, man, let me tell you something. And this is not just me just trying to blow y'all's heads up. What y'all have done for these last 16 years, it is a testament to the greatness of my job. It is a testament to the greatness of what, you know, whatever he put in y'all and the purpose that he have y'all together. Let me tell y'all this. He is the enemy constantly fights to break up things that are powerful, man. And y'all got to be on guard. If y'all haven't started fasting together, start doing that. When I told my job I wanted to have sex with Spug, you know what he told me? The flesh profited nothing. I woke up the next day with that in my head, and he would not let me leave. He said, the flesh profited nothing. It's it was him saying, yeah, you can have that, but you don't need to be thinking that, because that's going to come along with purpose. And if you get into that and fast together, y'all should be fasting together, because I'm telling you, if my job decide to do something amazing for y'all, when they say prayed up, the world calls it prayed up, but what prayed up means is like fasting to fortify y'all self in God. I've always asked him, how can I stay on top? I don't want to just get there. I want to stay there until I die.
That's what's up,
I don't want to slip like David. I don't want to mess up like Solomon. I don't want to do that. I don't want you to remove my lampstand. You gave me this, right? You gave me the platform. I want to use it. But I want it to be a man. I don't want to cry when I say this, but I want to be a man of integrity, man. Like, I don't want to just get the blessing. I want to be worthy. Woo-hoo, that's tough. But I don't want to just get it. I want to be worthy of it. And then when you call my name and you say my record, you can say not just that I gave it to you, but he made himself worthy, walked worthy of that. Like, I say that to y'all to say, y'all have something that my job has preserved for a time such as this. And y'all have to preserve that, man. And y'all have to work to keep that going. Y'all have a voice. And that's why I'm gonna have y'all on more than this, because like y'all have something special. When it started, it probably didn't seem like that, but my job loves doing that. He loves doing it. You probably take it for granted because it's just been there so long. But my job hold it and preserve it until the time is right. And then it's a scarcity of it. And then the famine comes. And now y'all have something that nobody else has. And then y'all's words mean so much more. And that's what I've been telling DJ, bro, make your music. You don't know how God will spin the world. And your music is so beneficial. And I say that to y'all. Y'all have something, man.
Oh, yeah. But you know, it takes, you know what I'm saying? Niggas gotta know it, bro. I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. I remember when this is one of the and this is, of course, we've been married, but this is like pandemic year, right?
Yeah.
I just remember telling Toy, like, man, like I never, like, people was tripping, like they were going crazy over this pandemic. And I'm not talking about just people that lost people. I'm not talking about people that, you know what I'm saying, that dealt with those things. I'm talking about, bro, we was in the place where it was like, you know, everything was shut down. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I had my wife, and I had my children, bro. And we didn't work. We wasn't working because everything was like stopped and all this kind of stuff. So we literally were just home all day. Like I tell her, like I hate how things happen, but like I want that again. Like, bro, when I say, because I realize, bro, that as a man, like that's success to me. Like I got my wife.
Come on, bro.
I want to be around. My children was home. I mean, my mama was
to be. Come on, bro. Come on.
It was.
That's tough. That's it.
It was a point to where I was like, dang, bro, like I really am. You know, like this is like if I never went back to work, if they never opened back up the city and was like, okay, y'all, if they never did that, bro, I would have been.
This is the life that I want.
At home with my family, bro. So I'm and not saying that it took that for me to see, because I've always been the guy when like guys I work with, like, man, we're gonna go hit this spot and hit this. I'm like, bro, I'm going home. I never took a job where I gotta go out. Yeah, home is the win. Where I'm getting calls from people, bro, that's like, man, I'm going crazy, bro. I'm da. Like, man, what are you like? And I'm sitting there like, going crazy. Why? Like, cause I'm in this house and I'm like, for real. Like, it's not even dawning on me that, oh, like they, you know what I'm saying? They're not at peace with where they were. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, man, I was at peace, dog. And I'll just say, like, I learned, and that's, you know, of course, that's 4-5 years ago, whatever. But it was just one of those things where it's like, I've realized that making this work, bro, and I'm pointing up because my kids upstairs, but like this is what's really success look like to me. Like, if not to say if I fail at this, like I'm gonna be all, you know, I mean, I probably would, but like my goal is to not fail at this. You know what I'm saying? That's even with my flaws. That's even with the constant growing that we have to do to learn each other. Like, hey, wait, you know, where did this come from? Like, why do you think this way? Or why do you know what I'm saying? Why you still get so, I think the other day she was like, why you get so upset with me? And I was like, am I? Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause like bringing stuff to my remembrance. I'm 16 years in the game. What you mean I get so upset? Like, you say your piece, I say my piece. Why mine is so much more than yours? Like, it's just constantly learning each other. So now I need to watch how I handle you. I need to make sure I'm handling you with, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just, bro, I'm gonna say that for the next time. I got another invoice.
I'm gonna edit this out.
Yeah, I got a whole nother invoice for that one. So you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, we good right now. But nah, man, it's just, I got you, bro. I appreciate your words of encouragement, dog, and I appreciate you having us on the show and everything. You feel me? So
I'll say what I really want to say when you start recording. Then I'm gonna say that.
Look, I know we already had the final remarks, but do you have anything to add to that? I feel like I just said something. He just said something. So I mean, it'll be disrespectful to not ask you.
Nah, man. No. She done tapped my leg 3 times. She ready for me to stop talking. So
all right, well, look, I would definitely say, man, I want to just again thank y'all so much. We are going off. I'm thank y'all for watching.
You told me you was editing that. That's why I said all that.
Some of that, a lot of that stuff though, I'm not gonna edit out, man. Like, y'all have something really special, man. And preserve that.